Hello, Matt Elliott here.
Hi, Alan Smith here.
Hey guys, Ian Hume here.
Hi everybody, Jerry Taggart here.
Be sure to watch
Chris and Leicester Till I Die TV
for all the latest Leicester City news and information.
You can also subscribe on YouTube and various social media channels.
for the latest updates and news on Leicester City Football Club.
Come on, you foxes!
Till I Die TV, your first choice for everything Leicester City. Tune in and join in now.
Right, Chris.
All right there, all right at the back. How the devil are you all? Welcome along. It's sloppy seconds again. I've had sloppy seconds every night this week so far. And my wife said I could only do it once a night. Only she knew. If only she knew. This is Leicester Till I Die. Thanks for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, Leicester Till I Die TV, please press that subscribe button and smash the likes. It does help the channel. And if you are listening to this on catch up on Spotify, Apple iTunes, Google, Podcast Addict, or your favorite podcast platform, thank you very much for listening. Some exciting news coming up next week about the podcast. I'm just waiting to dot the I's and cross the T's, as they say, but this is where you can find us.
Watch us on YouTube. Listen on your favourite podcast platform. Or ask your smart speaker to play the podcast Leicester Till I Die.
Subscribe, like, follow, and join in now.
And as Craig very well knows, I do like to slip one in every now and again who misses. So I'm going to
Leicester City FC on this day in history with Leicester Till I Die TV.
And I'm doing it. I've already done this once tonight, so he may have watched it. But this is purely for Craig because, well, it's his age group. But on this day in 1991, we sacked David Pleat. We'd lost to Blackburn Rovers 3-1, and it was the end of the David Pleat era. Who can remember all those banners? Pleat out. He had to go back to allegedly driving around the streets. It's the football quiz. We'll have it straight after this.
It's the big fat football quiz with Leicester Till I Die TV. So you think you know your football? Well, let's see.
Strap yourself in, because we're set up, switched on, and ready to go.
Good evening, gentlemen. How are you both?
Yeah, I'm fantastic. How are you both?
I'm good.
Thanks.
You, Craig?
I'm good, thanks, Chris. Thanks, Scott. Good to see you, and well done for stepping up.
Yeah. It's gonna be an interesting one. I've noticed on I suppose for the YouTube watchers, Chris, for the benefit of them, that you've made it so I can't see any live comments coming in, which means no helping hand.
No. not unless I think we call it doing a Luca, where you have a second screen at your side and you sort of think for 5 minutes and you sort of go,
That would have been very smart, but
yes,
no, I haven't done that.
And do you remember that, Craig, Pleat out years?
I do. I was just thinking, imagine, back in them days, if there was social media, Managers would be turned over much quicker. In them days, you had to walk through the streets holding a placard.
Yes, that wasn't exactly what David Pleat used to do, was it? But we won't.
Yeah, moving on.
Moving on, just in case.
I'm sure that his car got over 5 miles an hour at some point.
Sure it did, but when he sold it, it had very little mileage on it. Mike, good evening, Mike. How are you? Another great show this will play. Please like, subscribe and share. Thank you, Mike. Definitely. Mike's coming up because this is the big fat football quiz. We've also got the big fat football quiz too, and Brad lost that one, as you know, Craig. Niall's through and he's going to be playing Reese, and the winner of that will be taking on Mike. So I'm going to have to get some difficult questions. Yeah. TM, good evening. How are you? I think I've just about forgiven you for that Spurs game, TM. Yeah, and no, maybe I haven't. LDH, hi guys. Mike says, yeah, doing a Luca. Yeah, I told you it was. And Terry, the wife has suddenly had a surge of interest. Evening, Craig.
Evening, Terry, and evening, Mrs. Fuller.
Yes, I'm getting very disappointed here, Terry, because my two main co-hosts, Craig and Brad, seem to have an effect on your good lady, and all I seem to do is have an effect on your dog.
It's the same on our channel. James has a few female fans on our channel.
Problem is, I do think Terry's trying to pimp his wife out because he tends to mention it more than anybody. But it is the big fat football quiz. Let's have a look at the table because this is number 15. So we've only got 5 to go after this for the done all the Premier League teams. Thankfully, we got Burnley in while they still are a Premier League team. Sorry, Dan, if you're watching. Chelsea sitting at the top there with 49. Liverpool 46. Leicester, well, we haven't had our crash and burn yet, Craig. We're still in third with 44, and then going down to the bottom. Reese on 26 for Man United. And Crystal Palace last week in the bottom position with 20 points for Crystal Palace. Are you feeling confident, Scott?
No, not at all. To be honest, if I can, do you know what? If I could get 13th, I'll probably take that. I think I've said to you before, haven't I? I've got a memory of a goldfish, so this is going to be interesting doing a quiz. I tell you what, though, looking at a few of the names that I know quite well. Doug knows his football knowledge, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Yes, yeah.
Points, Christ.
Yeah, there are a few out there, and you think, like, get a life. How did you know that? How could you reel off the attendance between St Johnstone and Motherwell in 2010? But they do. So all credit to them. So these are the rules. We've said before, contestants must be on camera for the whole show for obvious reasons. Mm-hmm. Questions will be timed out, but we don't actually put you on a timer. It's just that if you're taking sort of a long time just for people watching, we do sort of set a timer for you. You've got 3 lifelines that you can use at any time. One of them is Ask Chris, which I recommend you use that reasonably early, as Craig will explain.
Right.
2 is a second guess. So if you can't decide between 2 answers, you go for one and it's wrong. If you wanted to think, well, it should have been the other one, you can use that. And switch question. If you don't like the question at all, you can just switch it for a completely other one. So there's 20 questions. So it's a total of 60 points. You start off with your LCFC questions. That's why I say ask me early. They're worth 5 points each. We don't expect you to know those. General football questions are worth 3 points each. And then you get 10 questions on your own team. And obviously, because it's your home team, that's worth 2 points each.
That makes
and
sense.
The host's decision is final. Not that we'd want to, but we can't change our quiz master. He's in here as well. Leicester Till I Die's answer to Bradley Walsh.
That's one of the better ones you've
given. It is. Well, I was going to go with Holly Willoughby, but I thought you might not like that one.
Well, I don't know. I've put on weight.
I can say, but who wouldn't want to go with Holly Willoughby? That's the thing, right?
Obviously, you saw the table, and we are, trying to get up that groundswell of support for an end of season special. where Chris sits in the chair, but
that ain't going to happen. Ain't gonna happen. Why do you think I'm at this end?
You've done, Chris, with all the quizzes you've done, with all those Leicester questions you've got, you would breeze through it, I'm sure.
Do you know what? There's Jake, and he's a West Ham fan. And I should just say, like to take a second, actually. I don't know if anybody knows or doesn't know, but there's a little girl called Isla, who the West Ham fans and the club took under her wing. She had a very, very bad form of cancer, and she passed away a couple of days ago. So our thoughts go out to Isla and her family and all her friends as well. And I'm sure the club will give her a suitable send-off. So R.I.P. Isla.
Yeah.
But you've got Jake, who does the West Ham unofficial. He's 14, and he's challenged me to a quiz. He's actually laid down the gauntlet, and I am avoiding it like the plague. I am rubbish at them, totally rubbish at them. So that's why I refused to do one.
Right, you have too much time on your hands as well, don't you? So like,
I do. Unfortunately,
they'll probably get everything right.
Stop giving him excuses, Scott.
Yeah.
Will Defo answer every question? LDH says not sure, Holly. And Mike just says then you're not sure what the club has done for the outside of the stadium was unbelievable. So well done, West Ham. And LDH says not sure Holly's dresses would fit you, Craig. You've not seen Craig in a dress, so don't.
Not many people have, to be fair.
Oh, I was one of the lucky ones, was I?
You said you wouldn't mention it, Chris.
End of season special, maybe.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Terry wants me to give a big shout out for his wife, Christine. We finally, after 2.5 years, we finally know she's called Christine, not just Mrs. Fuller. Christine, happy birthday to you. I hope you have as good a one as you can do, and that Terry has filled your stocking, as they say. Or is that Christmas?
Yeah. Happy birthday, Christine. I would assume that makes you an Aquarius, very much like myself. So another bonus point.
Yeah, he's just creeping now. Watch him, Terry. Watch him. I'll tell you. Watch him. I think because you are her favourite, that you should sing happy birthday to her.
I agree with that.
Yeah, well, obviously on her birthday, we don't want to go too early. I'm sure she wouldn't like it premature.
It's today. Her birthday is today.
Oh, it is today?
Friday. It's Friday. Well, I was going to say, if you wanted to do it, I could have clipped it and sent it to her afterwards.
Yeah, I'll do that separately then, Chris.
Yes, I'm sure. Right, we've got a quiz. We've probably made this young man nervous enough as it is. So I will shut up, which will make everybody happy, and hand you over to Craig, Quizmaster Craig.
Brilliant. Thanks, Chris. Well done, Scott, as I said, for stepping up and representing Wolves.
Yeah, no problem. Has anyone asked Chris on the first question out of interest?
I think, what? I think the Palace guy did.
I think he did.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he was the second one.
Was it? Right.
Yes, it was. I think he was the second one.
Because you get 5 points for a Leicester one, it's a good one to get some points on the board. So don't be ashamed if you need to do that.
I don't presume I will know it either. I have said what I'm like at quizzes.
Okay, let's get cracking, and we'll ease you in gently, hopefully, Scott. Okay. So if your Leicester questions, 5 points each, is number one. Who scored Leicester's goal in their 1-1 draw with Brighton on Sunday?
Oh God, I wish I'd have. Do you know what? This is maybe I do just because this is a guaranteed 5 points, isn't it? And I don't actually know this one. So do you know what? I'm gonna. There's a first time for everything, Chris. I'll hand it straight to you.
Can I be honest with you? You may have seen me sort of go like that because for a moment I had a total mind blank, and I'm thinking, who was it? Who was it? I do believe I know that it was Patson Daka.
Oh wow, Chris, you've jumped in early.
I'm going to guess Daka, and it would have been a complete guess, but something was telling me Daka, but. Hopefully it's right, and that's 5 points on the board.
Yeah.
Well, I wish it was, to be fair. Chris. No, it is. I just wanted to see your face. No, you're right. It is. It is right.
For a minute, I was going, Lookman, Barnes was playing. That is, I told you, is there's no other word I can describe Craig. He's a bastard. Basically. That's 5 points on the board.
It is.
Perfect.
Well,
I haven't done a lot, but I'll take it.
Yeah, no.
news.
You're a quarter of the way to Palace's result.
Indeed. Okay, question number 2. And listen to the question carefully, Scott.
Okay.
Jamie Vardy is Leicester's all-time top goal scorer in the Premier League with 127. But other than Jamie, which member of the current squad has scored the most Premier League goals?
Ooh, let me think about this. See, I'd probably combine his goals at Leicester with City and go Iheanacho.
Well, I'm glad you listened to the question properly and realised it wasn't just the goals for Leicester City.
But I am wrong.
Sadly, you're wrong. But you do have a second guess if you've got someone else in mind. You can use that or you can save that for later.
I'll save that for later. Go on, I'll save it for later.
Chris, do you want to hazard a guess? I'd love to hear you say it.
Only because of the length of time. And he's in the current squad, you say?
Yep.
He's not exactly a prolific goal scorer.
It's not Maddison, is it?
No, I'm thinking Albrighton.
Ooh, that's not a bad shout.
Maddison is the top goal scorer of Leicester goals.
Right, okay.
But the top scorer of Premier League goals is, and this is why I wanted you to say it, Chris, is Iosi Perez.
No.
Who scored 10 for Leicester but scored 33 for Newcastle.
He's got more goals than Mark Albrighton in his career, Premier League career.
Yeah.
Iheanacho's been around for a bit. I know.
Iheanacho was second.
Damn it.
Yeah, Iheanacho's got 35.
Right, okay.
23 for Leicester and 12
You know
for
what?
Man
My
City.
life's not worth living anymore now. Perez. Oh, I've only got 6 days to go and he goes off my calendar. When I go into February, I can change him over. Bloody Perez.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's a good job you didn't save Ask Chris for that one, Scott, isn't it?
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Perez isn't an obvious one, though, is it? Really?
No. Not when he's in his Leicester career. It's not. No.
Okay, question number 3. Leicester last won the League Cup, the Carabao Cup, the Worthington Cup, whatever you want to call it, Cup, in 2000. But who did they beat in the final?
Ooh. Thinking around the 2000s, he would have probably been in the final. United were quite prolific around that time, so I'll go United at a complete guess, to be honest.
Which United would you like to go for? So you're just pampering to those Manchester fans who thinks there's only one United.
That is true, actually. I do apologise. Of course, it would be Manchester United.
Yeah. Luckily, you're wrong. Luckily, just because you went United. No, unfortunately, it isn't. It was actually, surprisingly enough, Tranmere Rovers.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, who we beat 2-1.
Were they like a big team? Like, I say big team, but were they?
I think they were Championship at the time.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yes,
you don't see that in this day and age. I don't think since Birmingham City.
I can say Birmingham.
Yeah.
Question number 4. Leicester's backup keeper, Danny Ward, has made 17 appearances for the club, but none in the Premier League, despite being the number 1 keeper for Wales and playing in the recent European Championships. But which club did he join Leicester from in July 2018?
Oh, God. Danny Ward. I don't know why I've got Hull in my head, but I don't think it is Hull. But I'm going to say it anyway, Hull.
I'm surprised you didn't just say City. Unfortunately, no, it's not. It's not Hull. Have you got any others? Do you still want to save your second guess?
I probably would have gone as a second guest. Probably would have gone. I don't know. I had Spurs.
Wait,
as
before
well,
you say it. Before you say it, are you using it or are you keeping it?
No, I'll keep it. I'll keep it.
I just want to go because the the guy in that bottom window there is a stickler for the rules, and if you'd have blurted it out, he might have taken that as your second guess.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
You're lucky that we didn't. Either Craig or me usually blurt out the answer before we're giving you a chance to go for your second guess.
He actually cost us 12.5 million from Liverpool.
Oh yes, it was Liverpool.
Mm.
This is what I mean about my memory. When someone says it, I know that's quite cliche, but then it'll just jump back to me. But yeah, of course,
it is different when you are actually on camera, so to speak.
We found this a lot. Yeah.
Yes.
So your last question on Leicester, you've still got 2 of your lifelines left: switch question and your second guess. Question 5 is: Ademola Lookman is currently on loan at Leicester City from which club?
Leipzig.
Correct. Well done. RB Leipzig. There you go.
I'm happy with that. 10 points. It could have been a lot worse.
It could. Yes, it could. As Rich from Crystal Palace Eagle-Eyed Football will tell you. Right, let's have a look at what some of the answers were for her. Mike says Daka. Anthony says Daka. Mike, he thought like I did with Albrighton there.
Yeah,
I don't think you could have asked 100 people, and I don't think any of them would have said Perez, to be honest with you. Mike says Tranmere Rovers, of course, and he says their fans keep bragging about it. But Mike was wrong. Not often Mike gets wrong. Huddersfield Town, Mike. No, it was Liverpool. Too late. You can't change your mind. You had your guess. You don't get the second chance.
I was going to say, was he on loan there? Yeah.
And he went, RB likes it for Lookman. Quite correct. Which was one I didn't know. I'm glad you didn't save it till the last one.
Wow.
Yeah. So 10 points, 2 correct. Yeah, well done. And we're on to what we're on to, Craig.
We're on to general questions on football now for 3 points each and you're going into that still with 2 lifelines, second guess, and switch the question. If you don't like it, you can bring on a sub. Okay. Right, let's go. Question number 1. The current African Cup of Nations holders have just been eliminated in the group stage of the competition. Who are they?
I think it was Cameroon.
That's incorrect. Would you like a second guess, or are you keeping it?
Do I want to use it? I'll keep it.
Okay. Chris, do you know?
I don't, to be honest with you. I don't really I haven't really been following it.
It's not Ivory Coast, is it?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
No.
Okay, I'm glad I didn't use that second guess then.
I guessed Egypt. I don't know if that's right or not. Nigeria. No.
The current holders are Algeria.
Algeria.
Actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
We could have gone through every country in Africa. We still wouldn't have got that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Question 2.
Jeez.
3 England players were named in the team of the tournament in the Euro 2020 Championships. Harry Maguire and Raheem Sterling were 2. Who was the other?
Ooh. Trying to think who did well for us, obviously. I probably would have gone for Luke Shaw.
That is incorrect. You still have a second guess?
I might use my second guess on this one then. And I'm gonna go with Harry Kane.
I wish I could say that was a good use of your second guess.
Oh.
Unfortunately, it's not. Surprisingly, it was Kyle Walker.
Wow.
Oh.
Exactly. I think most people will give a wow to that.
I think they would to Harry Maguire if it was a Man United fan.
Yeah. Kyle
I was
Walker.
thinking, who was the Arsenal guy that had a great tournament?
Oh, Saka.
Yes, I was thinking Saka. Yeah.
To be fair, I think you could have probably put 10 England players ahead of Kyle Walker in my mind, but Kyle Walker in the team of the championships.
Wow. Oh, wow. I see. I was quite confident with my second guess then. I thought it's got to have been Kane, but yeah, there we go.
Question 3. Qatar are due to host the World Cup in November this year, but which nations will be joint hosts of the 2026 tournament?
Oh, yes, I know this one. It's Canada, Mexico, and the US.
It is indeed. Well done.
Fingers crossed, I'm planning to go.
Oh, wow. Excellent.
Good.
Yeah,
Great trip.
I think by that time, I think I'll be 31 or 32. So
Stop showing off.
Yeah.
It'll be like a final trip before the whole potential.
You've just lost those 3 points by bragging about your age.
Yeah, before you become an adult. Yeah,
That's it.
that'll be a great trip. That will.
Yeah. I think everybody's hoping if England get there, which I'm sure we will do, that we end up being based in Mexico for obvious reasons.
Well, that'd be quite nice. No one knows it'll be somewhere in the outer Canada, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, question 4. You're on the board anyway in this round with 3 points. Which player currently holds the record for the fastest hat-trick scored in the Premier League?
Ooh. This is going to be one of these. The second you say it, I'll be like, yes, that makes sense. But nothing's jumping out at me at the moment. I don't know. I've got to edge my bets and just say Harry Kane. He scores enough goals.
Well, he let you down in the previous question, and he's let you down again, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Chris, any ideas? Other than,
I feel like I can see the game.
Yeah.
Didn't he come on as a substitute?
Not that I'm aware of.
No. Was it an Arsenal player?
No. He scored his hat trick in 2 minutes and 56 seconds.
It is going to be one. You're right, Scott. As soon as Craig says it, we'll all go, "Oh, of course it was."
It was against Aston Villa in 2015, so I'm sure you'll enjoy that, Scott. And
of course.
It was for Southampton, and it was Sadio Mane.
Oh, yes.
Southampton, God.
Yes.
Or as we like to call them, Liverpool's B team.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, last question in this section. You still have one lifeline left, which is switch. You can bring on the sub if you don't like this question. Vardy in 2016, Kante in 2017, Salah in 2018, Sterling in 2019, and Henderson in 2020. All of them were named as the Football Writers Player of the Year. But who won the award for the 2021 season?
Ooh.
So the season that's just gone, who won the Football Writers Player of the Year award? You can only, if you want to switch, you can only switch before you give me an answer. Or you can obviously save that for your own.
I mean, going back to last season, there's only one person that logically makes sense to me, but that's not always the case, is it? I'd probably go De Bruyne.
Yeah. De Bruyne won the Players Player of the Year.
Oh.
Do you know, Chris? Do you want to hazard a guess on who won the Football Writers?
No, the Football Writers are such strange people. I would no, I can't.
I mean, to be fair, they often give it to better players. So Vardy, Kante, Salah, Henderson probably. But anyway, last year they gave it to Ruben Diaz of Man City.
I would not have got that.
No. That's interesting, that is. I mean, he did have a good season, but definitely not a De Bruyne level season.
No, I think they were like, every time they switched defence around, he was the constant, and every time he played, they seemed to keep clean sheets. So, anyway. So, unlucky there. So, 3 points to add to your total.
So, up to 13. So, you only need to get 4 of your own questions right, and you won't be bottom.
Fingers crossed.
Let's just have a look at some of the answers for that. Mike got Algeria. Mike went Shaw, Maguire, Sterling. So he went like you for Sean.
Yeah.
Shaw, I mean. He went for Kane again. Kane again. I think he said wow to the real answer. Henderson or Walker, he said. USA, Mexico, Canada. Yeah. Oh, here we go. He's just showing off now, Mike. Sadio Mane versus Aston Villa, I believe. I believe. Like, you're wrong, Mike. You're wrong.
And around 2 minutes 57. Yeah.
Yeah. I really hope. I mean, we know Reese when he came and did this. I don't know if you know Reese at all, Scottish Man United fan, but he did ask for difficult questions, didn't he, Craig?
He did, yeah.
And he struggled, but he knows his stuff, and I hope. All respect to Niall, who's playing Reese. I hope Reese gets through so he can take on Mike. It'll be like Tyson versus Ali. It really will. And look, you see, this is Mike showing off when he was at Saints.
Just throwing in that extra bit of information.
Yeah. Yes, yeah. That one was a bot, so she can go. Terry Fuller said Salah. Then he says, "You're right, Mike." Diaz says, "Mike." Yeah. And Burnt Dan. Good evening, sir. How the devil are you? Welcome along. We're getting a few of these bots in tonight, so I just need to block them. So I was just saying earlier, Dan, it was extremely nice of you to come on and do the quiz, and I did you right at the start because I did want you to actually still do it while you were in the in the Premier League. I don't know if anybody knows, but just before we go into the final thing, Dan actually did a challenge to get to a certain number of subscribers, and I don't know if you've ever heard of these hot chilies that you can get. Hot chip. He did the hot chip challenge, and
it was interesting watching.
You watched it, did you?
His face just turned red. I must admit, I didn't watch it live, but when I saw it advertised, I obviously know it was somebody who was working to on 300 subs. I was like, right, I need to see what effect it had on him. And
yes,
yeah.
I love the effect. I mean, Dan is my brother from another mother, but I love the fact that he's thanking everybody for following him and subbing him while he's absolutely in tears. Yes. It was.
I tuned in. I missed it live. I tuned in about 10 minutes or 15 minutes afterwards, and I was busy, so I couldn't have the sound on. So I was just watching his face, and he still seemed to be in agony. And I think I commented, I can't tell whether it's the result of him having the hot chip, or he was just expressing the feelings of being a Burnley fan through mime.
Oh, it was still bad the next day apparently, and as I did warn him, I do believe it was twice as hard on the way out as it was on the way in. Talking about way out, we are up to section number 3 now. We've discussed Dan's bottom.
We are indeed. So these are your questions, Scott, on your beloved Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Yes,
and
beloved's a bit much, mate. Come on.
And you still have your one lifeline left, which is to bring on the sub. You can switch a question out. Sometimes they're easier, sometimes they're harder. It is a bit of a lucky dip if you go for it. So
yes, of course.
Anyway, let's get cracking. Question 1. What was the original name of the club that was formed in 1877 and would go on to become Wolverhampton Wanderers when it merged with the football section of a local team called Lakenhall Wanderers?
Yeah, it's St. Luke's.
It was indeed St. Luke's FC. Well done. Good start.
I needed that little push,
Yeah.
You already beaten the Crystal Palace fan, who I don't think he knew the name, did he, of his club?
No.
On that one.
Question number 2. Let's see if you can keep on a roll, Scott. Wolves won the FA Cup for the first time in 1893 with a goal from Harry Allen when it gave them a 1-0 victory over which team?
I don't know this, so I'll go for my switch.
Okay.
I might as well use it straight away
Yeah.
for the question I don't know.
The answer to that was Everton.
Okay.
So the switch. Okay, it's another historical question.
Oh no.
The club's original colours were red and white stripes,
Yes.
but soon changed to the traditional black and gold. Why were the colours black and gold chosen?
Ooh. Do you know what? I don't actually know this, and I really should. I don't want to directly pass. What was it to do with? I've read it before, but as I say, memory like a goldfish.
Not a black and gold fish.
Yes, yeah, that's it.
Whoa!
I am just gonna. Am I gonna have to pass?
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, I think I'll have to pass on this one.
Okay. They were said to represent the motto of the town council: "Out of darkness cometh light."
Yeah, that
So
makes
you got
sense.
the black representing the dark, and the gold was the light, and that's why they chose the colours.
I bet you wished it was something more dramatic than that, didn't you?
To be fair, that's quite dramatic in terms of choosing colours coming out of a Latin inscription.
Yeah, I think it was just the town council bit that probably
Yeah,
took the shine off.
Yeah. Okay, question number 3. We're coming a bit closer to modern times. Wolves won the League Cup in 1980 when a goal from Andy Gray gave them a 1-0 win over reigning European champions Nottingham Forest.
Mm-hmm.
But who was the manager who led them to glory at Wembley that day?
I would have said it was. I'm going to say Stankullis.
It was John Barnwell.
Oh.
Oh, there's a name from the past.
Yes, indeed.
At least it wasn't. What's he called?
Mark
I've forgotten his name. Mark McGee. At least it wasn't Mark McGee.
Oh yes.
Yeah, we've avoided Mark McGee.
Yeah, good. I hate that man.
Now this is current. In 2021, the manager of the Ukraine national team, Andrei Shevchenko, formally asked FIFA to switch the allegiance of Max Kilman from England to that of his parents, Ukraine. Why was the request denied despite him never winning any football caps for any other country?
Oh, I know this. This I do know. It's because he's represented England at futsal.
It is indeed. He represented England at futsal 25 times between 2015 and 28, and FIFA made that ineligible to play for any other country at football.
Of course,
I mean, it might work out as a good thing because the way he's going on, or maybe I'm being a bit biased, but he might be getting a call up sooner rather than later.
Yeah, definitely. He's playing very well. He's had a good couple of seasons.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it helps having Connor Cody beside him. A good teacher.
No, definitely.
Okay, 2 more points on the board. Question 5. Adama Traore was bought for a fee of 18 million in August 2018, but for which team did he make his Premier League debut in August 2016?
That would have been for, I'm sure it's for Aston Villa.
Do you want me to take that? You've got a quizzical look on your face. Do you want me to take that as your final answer, Scott?
Well, I know we signed him from Middlesbrough, but I don't think he played for them in the Prem, so I'm going to stick with Aston Villa.
Very wise to stick with Villa. Well done.
Thank
2
God.
points. Question 6. Between the 1986-87 and 1996-97 seasons, Steve Bull finished as the club's top scorer for 9 of those 11 seasons. Can you name either of the players who topped the goal-scoring charts in the other 2 seasons?
Damn. I was hoping the question was going to be how many goals did he score for the club. I was like, yes, I know this one. Do I know the other 2? I don't, to be honest. I'm going to have to pass, unfortunately.
Right. I hazard a guess.
No players coming to my head, and I'll probably end up saying someone for the 1960s or something.
Okay, in the 94-95 season, it was David Kelly.
Right, okay, yeah.
I think you got from us. And in the 95-96 season, it was Don Goodman.
Oh, Don Goodman, yes, of course. Popular player.
David Kelly, wasn't that the same David Kelly that went on to score for Tranmere?
It was
against Leicester in the League Cup final. Yes,
quite right.
Yes.
Okay, here's the who am I question. So, I was born in Cambridge and joined the youth academy of my hometown club before leaving to join Manchester United's academy at the age of 15. I made 2 senior appearances for the club, both in the League Cup, scoring 1 goal before suffering a broken leg, which curtailed my career at Manchester United. I went on loan to Royal Antwerp before coming back to join Plymouth Argyle.
Yes.
My success with the Pilgrims, I thought that team might give it away. My success with the Pilgrims attracted the attention of Wolves, and I joined them in 2008, going on to score 61 goals in 177 appearances. I was released by the club at the end of the 2012-13 season, which ended in relegation to League One. Who am I?
Sylvanie Banks-Blake.
Indeed, I am.
Probably I'd probably say my favourite Wolves player of.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Maybe all time, to be honest. Wow. Loved him.
Yeah, I think they just released him when he went down to League One. I guess that whether it was a wages or whatever it was, but and he never really got back to the heights of where he was. But I remember him having a few decent seasons for you guys.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's continued to suffer in the Championship. He got a heavy injury against Birmingham City, actually, who obviously at the time still are one of our harshest rivals. I think if he hadn't have got injured there, he'd just come back and found his goal scoring again. I honestly think we probably wouldn't have gone down. But of course, at the time it was horrendous, but I probably wouldn't change anything now, considering where we are in the table in this current day and age.
Well, indeed. I mean, going down to League One was our lowest point, and then
definitely
everything's gone upwards from then. So, you have to suffer the dark days, don't you, to appreciate the good ones.
I do say that with Newcastle, I think them getting relegated this season would actually be a good thing for them, because they can get rid of all the deadwood and just literally start again.
Just like they have every time they've got relegated. But at least now they have a lot of money to spend. So
exactly.
You would think.
Yeah. I don't know if they're spending that smartly, mind.
No, I'm not sure.
I know people say they've got unlimited money, but financial fair play will catch up with them in a couple of years.
Yeah, I'm going to say I think they've got a couple of years grace, but then then the time will come. But,
that's it.
Okay, so question 8.
Can I just clarify? Is that put me on 19 points or 21?
I'm not saying.
Oh no!
You can find out at the end.
No pressure. Hey, no pressure, Scott.
No.
3 questions to go. Let's see if we can get you over the threshold if you've not already gone past it.
I think I need one.
According to the official Premier League website, which of these players has scored the most Premier League goals for the club? Kevin Doyle, Stephen Fletcher, or Diego Jota? Premier League goals.
Ooh, Premier League's going to throw me out here.
That was the plan.
Yeah, no, definitely.
You're still new boys, though, aren't you?
So I don't think Jota scored a lot in Europe, but not so much the Prem. So I'm rolling him out. Do you know what? I'm going to go Kevin Doyle. That's the name that jumped out straight away.
Jota scored 16. Kevin Doyle 18. So it all rests on how many Fletcher
I
got.
feel like Fletcher might have bagged
Hang
them all.
on, 1 second. Let me build this up.
Fletcher got 22.
Oh no!
Oh. It wasn't worth the build-up after all that, was it?
I like Kevin Doyle as well. I thought he was a great player, although I like Jota as well. Sadly, he always likes scoring against us, so I've gone off him a bit.
Yeah.
Still 2 questions to go, Scott. Don't worry. In January 2019, Wolves won a dramatic 4-3 victory over Leicester.
I remember that.
As Diego Jota completed his hat-trick in the 90th minute. I remember
Sounds like modern day, doesn't it?
Yeah. I remember Nuno running down and going onto the pitch. Anyway. But who scored Wolves' other goal in that game?
Oh, I wish I knew. I wish I knew the answer to this in the back of my head. There's a couple of players in my mind, and I've used my switch, haven't I? Already, not my switch.
Yeah.
I've used my second answer
guess,
already.
Yeah.
Harry Kane let you down on that one.
Yes, he did. Yeah. I remember the Jota hat trick. Who got the other one for us? I'm going to go Neves.
Who would your second guess have been?
Bolly.
It was actually one of our greatest ever loan signings, Ryan Bennett.
Bloody hell.
Ooh.
I tell you what, though, I'd take Ryan Bennett now.
Would you still?
Yeah, the way you guys need a defender, don't you?
Yeah.
We do. If we lose another one, Chris is getting called up.
Yes. Just to stand in the goal to fill it up, not do anything else. I could do that just stood there. You know that goalkeeper that ate all the pies during the game?
Yeah.
Modelling myself on him.
Now, only Chris and I know whether you've already beaten the 20 points.
I have a feeling I need to get this one right, but yeah.
Well, here we go then. The last question. Which goalkeeper who made over 200 appearances for Wolves played 5 games on loan at Leicester in the 2010-11 season?
Ooh, if you made over 200 appearances, 2010 as well, I'm going to go Carl Akimi.
Chris, do you remember who it was?
That name seems to ring a bell. And nothing else is jumping out at me. And I wouldn't have even thought of him if Scott hadn't said his name. You know, when you say it, you just think, yes, yeah.
I remember we had a similar one with West Ham, and it was David Martin. I don't think any of us could remember that he played for us on loan.
No.
But Carl Akimi did play 5 games for Leicester on loan. So well done, Scott.
I think, interestingly, probably around the time he was either a backup to, it would even have been, I imagine it would have been either Matt Murray or Hennessy. I think 2009, maybe Hennessy.
Yeah.
He's with us for a long time, wasn't he, Carl Akimi?
Is he, has he been ill recently, Akimi?
Yeah, so he actually had leukemia, which is why he kind of retired from us. I think he was already sort of heading out because it was sort of when we got our money. But yeah, so Rui Patricio never actually took the number 1 shirt as a sign of respect, because Patricio was signed as Akimi, started to pick up leukemia actually, and that worsened. And Jose Sarr has only now took the number 1 because Akimi literally gave him his blessing to do so. So there was always that kind of respect around for Akimi, but I think he's better now. He's recovered and he's
I thought I'd heard that he was doing okay. Yeah, which is great.
Well, before we announce what you scored, let's have a look at what other people were saying in the chat, just to drag it out a little bit, you know. And if possible,
21. I think.
In fact, I tell you what, I'll say we'll be back after the break.
Watch us on YouTube. Listen on your favourite podcast platform. Or ask your smart speaker to play the podcast Leicester Till I Die.
Subscribe, like, follow, and join in now.
I love doing that. So, to drag it a bit longer, Mike said his job as a mod is doing well. Well, it's your Chinese harem that's coming in here, Mike, and putting all these spams in. God, these bots are. But no, Mike, thank you very much. Terry says, Mike the moderator sounds like a pop group. Mike and the Mechanics years ago, there was. I remember Mike and the Mechanics. Wasn't Mike? He was actually in Genesis, I believe.
He was Mike Rutherford.
Yes, yeah. Bring on these questions. And they got to number one. Chris and Craig will be old enough to remember the song. Love the song. Do you remember it, Craig?
Which one? Who are we on about? Mike and the Mechanics?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, they've had a few. In the Living Years?
I would have said, yep, that one was, I believe. Mike didn't have any ideas. Yeah, Dan said the Living Years. Okay. Right. We did actually get some questions. once they stop having a pop quiz between themselves, we got some questions. Liverpool was the first guess. I don't think anybody went for any of the first few questions, but then went for Liverpool, I think, when the answer was Aston Villa. No idea on this either, Craig. Mike went for Barnwell. You were wrong as well, Mike.
No, he wasn't. He got that right, didn't he? John Barnwell was the manager.
Did he?
Won the League Cup.
Glad I checked that then. Turf says, I prefer the older stuff than the newer crap, Terry, but Chris's bin is filled with crumpled bits of paper with imperfect thoughts. That's got to have a... Sorry, Dan. How's your bottom, Dan? Pathetic FIFA says, Mike, he's going Middlesbrough, which I think that was the Villa question, and he got
Yes,
wrong.
yeah, it would have been.
Yeah.
We did sign him from Middlesbrough, to be fair.
Yeah. Right. Mike Green, tough round here. Terry went Derek Dugan. I think that was for the David Kelly answer. Steve Bull, of course, had a very volatile on-off relationship with Steve Walsh, our defender.
Indeed, yeah.
They are, I believe, good friends now, though.
Yeah, I think so. I think they gave each other a very tough time on the pitch, though. There's always a battle between the two of them. Yeah.
Terry is crashing and burning. Now I know why I didn't volunteer for the quizzes.
I think Terry would have got more points than me, actually, throughout his answers.
I don't know. And we are into. Oh, we're not into that one at all. That one shouldn't have.
That's definitely a wrong answer. That one.
Yeah. Say hello to Nippon. How the devil are you, sir? Hope you are well. There we go. Right. Okay. So I will let Craig announce, because this is the scores on the doors, Miss Ford, that we are looking at here. So I can say bottom place there is Crystal Palace on 20. Southampton are on 25. Man United are on 26. And in Dan's dreams only, Burnley are on 30 points. Oh, what he would give, for that to be correct. Right, so let me just get rid of this comment. There we go. Right, and then we can get rid of that. So I think we deserve another.
Build the suspense.
Well, according to my maths, and please correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, you didn't actually need that last question. You finished on 23 points.
Yeah.
Well, I'll take that. I knew that. I felt I'd at least not finish bottom, and when I saw 25, then I knew I hadn't done enough to get another place up. So I'll take that. It's respectable enough.
I had got 23. I don't know. I'd got the John Barnwell question was wrong. I don't think you got that, did you? Scott?
No, he didn't. No.
No. That's what confused me, because you said we got it right. I don't think.
No, when Mike came up saying Barnwell, and then you said he got that wrong, I thought you were referring to Mike, not Scott.
No, I'd got 23.
Yeah,
it would have been 25 had that one been allowed. But you're not bottom.
Look, I said at the start, didn't I? If I could just slot in not bottom, I'll take that.
Yeah, I mean, well done. Thank you for taking part. We're still trying to get through all the Premier League teams, so thank you very much. Quickly to finish on your season, I mean, you're a couple of places above us. I must admit, my feelings, Craig will know this, my feelings towards Wolves have never moved on from Mark McGee. Yes. the fact that he walked out on Reading to come to us doesn't matter. But the fact that he walked out on us to go to you really pisses me off.
Yes.
do you see Wolves Leicester as much of a rivalry?
I mean, in terms of like location, obviously it's a Midlands derby, but apart from that, I suppose we over recent years we've now started to meet again. But for me, I suppose in terms of a proper rivalry, it's always been West Brom, Villa, Blues. I've actually always seen Leicester as a bit of a friendly Midlands derby, but I don't know how that's.
Can you have such a thing?
Kind of. Was there a bit more of a rivalry in maybe the 80s and 90s? I don't know.
I think for us, Craig, I mean, we just have had no other Midlands teams in there for so many years that it's nice to actually have somebody in there.
It's been a long time. We do have to look to Birmingham and across to the West Midlands for any derbies at the moment, with Forest, Villa and Cov all languishing. I'm sure there was, going back to your dark distant times in League One, though, you'd have probably been looking forward to the derby against Walsall, wouldn't you?
Yeah, of course, there was that League One time, and in fact, there's somewhat famous pictures amongst the Wolves and Walsall. The one time that we did meet of a Walsall fan running on to the pitch at their place and confronting, I think it was Sacco and Dicko. It was great, of part of the comeback for Wolves. We had one season down there. I don't really want to spend another down there, but it did mean that we got to play Walsall, and I believe we came out the better as well.
Do you know what? I just forgot what I was going to say then.
I was just having a look at the Championship table, actually, to see where Forest were. Forest, you never know, they could come up. 43 points. They're currently seventh.
They're doing well, and of course we've got them in the FA Cup.
Yes, you have, and Coventry as well. To be fair, they're not a million miles away.
They're a very good season under Mark Robbins.
They are. Are you hoping for Europe this season, Scott?
If you had asked me that 10 games ago, I would have said absolutely. It's absolutely not. It's a dream and it can't happen. Now we're up there. We're in the mix. We've got Arsenal and Spurs to play as our next two games. If we come out with that somehow, getting 4 points, having not lost to our rivals at the moment within the Premier League table.
Yeah,
I think you've got to start dreaming. I think we haven't lost in 2022. I would have loved to have seen a marquee signing to get us over the line. Sadly, that's not happened, and we still might lose a Dharma to Spurs. But I think you've got a dream. You've got a hope that maybe the way things are going, why rule it out? I guess.
Well, I mean, the way I look at it, I mean, they say there's that Midland rivalry there, but I just like to see. And Mike has just said Nippon has been timed out. Yeah, that's when you saw me just talking before, and I wasn't sure what I was saying. I was trying to block somebody, and I blocked Nippon by mistake. I have now unblocked him. I do my best to multitask here. So apologies to Nippon. You are unblocked. It's because the screen jumped at the time, and you were where the bot was a second ago. But no. what I love is like a team that's not recognised as a big team, and I think Craig will appear. I mean, I don't count Leicester as a big team, even now. And it's if Leicester can't be up there kicking, the big six's ass. If it's Wolves, if it's West Ham, brilliant, go for it.
Agree.
That's what I like to
Definitely.
see. But obviously,
Definitely, I think.
Leicester.
Yeah, I think it's all going to hinge on whether you can get a few more goals at the other end. You're obviously very tight at the back. It's whether you can find a few more goals. I know I think you signed Hwang permanently today, didn't you? But who looks a great finisher. It's whether he gets enough minutes on the pitch, to be honest. But amazingly tight at the back. But you just need a few more goals, I think.
I mean, as you say, we've signed Hwang, and hopefully Hwang is coming back from injury soon. And an even bigger name coming back from injury is, of course, Pedro Neto, who, if he comes back firing out as he did, then, it's possible. It is possible. As you say, it's going to be whether we can start adding the goals. Obviously, Jimenez hasn't quite come back the same after his injury. If he can start picking up a bit more form now after such a long time out, that could also add to it. So, it's got to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting last few days of the transfer window, and hopefully on Feb the 1st, it's a positive feeling rather than a negative. Having potentially lost Adama, I just hope we bring someone in if he does go.
Is Traore going?
I think at the start of the window, he was going. I really do think he was going. And then I think what happened is Spurs did a typical Spurs. They started to play around a funny deal. And then in that time, we've actually suddenly gone from not really even looking at, the Spurs end of the table. I think we're just looking at a very mediocre mid-table season, which, to be honest, I was really happy about because at least we were playing some decent football and starting to look like a decent team. There's now rumours that we'll hold out and we'll lose an additional 5-6 million with only 12 months left on his contract. Apparently Barcelona might look to take him in the summer on a cheap deal. And, if we did get European football because of keeping him, then that's 5-6 million that we'll lose from January to the summer will be more than worth it, won't it? So, we'll see, but apparently we've upped our price now to 25 million because Spurs did a typical Spurs and took the time about it, is what I'm hearing.
But I've got to ask, what the hell does he rub on his body before a game? I mean, that guy is slippier than a fish.
It's baby oil, I've heard. I think it's baby oil. Apparently, he got that fed up of getting tugged down that our team came up with the idea of sticking baby oil on him so they can't tug at his arms, because I think a lot of the times that was the only way to bring him down with his pace.
Well,
I heard... sorry, Chris. I heard that you rub baby oil over yourself before a show. Is that true?
You've done it for me a couple of times, haven't you?
Saying nothing.
I'm just looking because I thought have a picture of Mr. T oiling up. I'm not sure where it
keep that to yourself, Chris.
maybe I should. Last one question for you here, unless Craig's got a question, obviously, but you must be happy with your new manager.
Yeah, definitely. I think it was one of those that kind of shocked when Nuno went, to probably those on the outside. I think from a Wolves perspective, it was sad. I think he'll always be a hero now he has now he has gone. But it was just one of them where, do you know what? Almost like the way that Brendan Rodgers looks to unfortunately be going if he doesn't start to turn things round. That he had a brilliant few years, but then suddenly he just started to run out of ideas. He started to not be able to change things up. He didn't really it just started to get a bit sour. He wasn't having the same effect that he perhaps had. And you feel that maybe Brendan is starting to, head that same way, really, from a Leicester point of view. if he's not already got there. And yeah, we've changed up to Bruno, and he's just come in with a really new identity. The stuff that's coming out the club's very positive. The players they've not made a dig at the way that Nuno used to do things, but they've made comments saying that he's doing stuff that we've never even thought of. And, it's all been very, very positive, what the players have been saying as well. So good. I'm liking him. The fans of it. And I think you'd find it hard to find a Wolves fan now that would say anything negative about Bruno.
Yeah. Yeah, I have actually got a video here of Mr. T greasing up before the game.
It's not just a picture, it's a video.
A bit of a slippery character there. But,
he is.
Scott, thank you so much for coming on. It's been a pleasure having you on. We will speak again when we play you later in the season.
Yes, definitely.
And well done at not coming bottom. That's the main thing to do.
I'll take that. I mean, I'm sure James, the other half of our channel, will be very disappointed because he's got a bit more. He's got a bit more memory than me. Sometimes he'll say something random, some random football fact when we're doing a stream, and I was like, "How do you have that in your, just in your head, ready to go?" It'll be some like random fact from the 1980s. I'll be thinking you weren't even born then. It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure, gents. I've really enjoyed it.
Talking of your channel, before you go, there is a link in the YouTube description below, but just give a shout out where people can find you.
Yeah, sure. So Sweet and Sour Soccer, we are obviously both Wolves fans, but we are a general football channel who do just content on everything, to be honest, just everything that's going on in the world of football. Sadly, there's not been much Leicester videos at the moment, just because, well, I suppose January transfer window, you've been quite quiet, so we've been focusing on that really. And sadly, you've not really done too much.
Don't think we're going to either. Always great.
A lot of money was spent in the summer, wasn't it, with Leicester? And you just wonder. Probably left nothing in the kitty for January.
Well, no, I think they've admitted that. So, guys, get over and give Scott and Sweet and Sour Soccer a liking. It's not just Wolves; it is general football. I'd say good luck for the rest of the season. I kind of mean it, but I hope you finish below us because it's Wolves. But thanks for coming on and taking part.
No, I've enjoyed it.
Cheers,
Stay
Scott.
safe, mate.
Thanks,
All
mate.
the best.
Cheers.
Thanks to Scott there. Now, I've got to, before you go, Craig, I've got to ask you this. Where are we here? It was Dan so you probably the comment isn't good, but Chris, you look good in claret. I don't think this is claret, is it? I can't remember the colour that they said it was at the time.
Are you going to go what, burgundy? Is it?
I think it was a burgundy. It was something like that. I remember I called it purple, and I get being told off by my son, "It's not purple, Dad. It's not purple." But no, I think it's certainly not claret, is it? It's certainly not claret.
The problem is, I mean, even Burnley are even bottom of the claret and blue league in the Premiership.
This is it. The mini league that they are the bottom
Villa
of.
And Burnley,
bottom of that league as well as and the bottom of the Lancashire league. I mean, we could just go on and on and on. Mike said it maroon. I think you could be right there. It was his PE colour in school. That explains a lot. Craig, sir, as always, you're a gentleman. You're a wise old owl.
Pleasure.
We've got a couple of weeks. Well, we've got a week off. We've got Forest next week. I'm sure we'll chat before then. I'm trying to get in there. So we've only got five teams to go now.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, and we'll try and do that before the end of the season. But stay safe as always. All the best to you and your family, and we'll speak soon.
Cheers, Chris. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you, Craig. Thanks to Scott for taking part. Thanks to Craig. Great questions as always, and at least coming up with some Leicester ones that I had a chance of answering. Thanks to everybody in the chat for joining in. Thanks to Mike for modding, and Dan and for getting rid of those Chinese bots. I prefer it with egg fried rice, but there we go. When are we back? I've absolutely no idea because we've got nothing planned now until next Thursday. which is the Niall versus Reese quiz, the winner of which will be going on to play Mike. Thank you very much, Dan. Means a lot, that. Keep up the good work. Cheers, mate. Appreciate that. Yeah, so I don't know what show. Well, we'll be doing this show. We'll fit one in. You know me. If I can fit one in, I'll squeeze it in. Enough said. Guys, thanks very much for watching. Thank you very much for listening. And just thank you for being you. I can't do it with the tears like Dan does, but then again, I haven't eaten the hot chip chocolate. But I will, if we get to 1,500 subscribers, I will do a challenge, and I haven't come out and said this. I will eat a Texas barbecue flavor Pringle. I think that's fine. Yeah, right. See you soon. Goodbye now.
Thanks for watching Leicester Till I Die. This is Chris saying goodbye and see you next time.
That's all, folks.
Some people are on the pitch, they think it's all over. It is now.